Hey, how's it going on this Sunday, guys? This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. This is Frank coming at you. Tennessee gets a commitment. I think it's an important commitment from the transfer portal, which we've talked about the needs along the way. And one of them we've said, a lot of us have agreed on, really feel like Tennessee needs to go get a running back out of the portal. I talked yesterday about the news and notes, talked about, and a lot of you have probably seen it out there as well. Former Duke running back star Thomas had visited Tennessee Thursday and Friday. Well, it did come out today that he has committed to Tennessee. I'm not sure if this was broken on social media or if one of the analysts broke it out here. But regardless of it, he has committed to Tennessee. He gives Tennessee their fifth running back on the roster, which to me is important. He is a guy who started out in New Mexico State. Then he went to junior college, Coffeyville Community College, and then he's been at Duke as well. Last year at Duke, he ran for 871 yards, 7 touchdowns. He receiving, what was it? He was around 150 yards receiving and a touchdown, and that's something I talked about yesterday. It's something Tennessee does not do enough is hit the running back out of the backfield. I hope that's something that will come back into the fold next year. But he adds, to me, I think it looks like it'll be a three-headed monster. There'll be, I think it'll depend who's the hot hand per game. I don't see that clear-cut number one guy. It could be Thomas. I mean, a guy who's done it in ACC here as well. Yeah, the ACC is not the SEC, but still, yeah, he's done it against quality competition and on what was a pretty good Duke football team last year as well. So you add him to the equation. You've got Peyton Lewis. You've got Deshaun Bishop. And then you add the two freshmen, DeJuan Morris and Justin Baker, to the mix. Also, that's a backfield that has kind of a workhorse, a guy who's done it at, a high level in the ACC, and Star Thomas from Duke. You add speed with Peyton Lewis. You add a guy who did some pretty good things in Deshaun Bishop this year as well. Lewis came on later in the year. I really think that led to some of your portal departures. Cam Seldon specifically falling behind Bishop and Peyton Lewis this year. But to me, that's a pretty good backfield. It's a lot to replace Dylan Sampson. It was a lot to replace Jalen Wright. Dylan Sampson more than did that. I don't really expect next year that there will be that clear-cut number one guy like there was this year. But I think there's some quality. So definitely some high quality in that backfield. And again, I think there will be games where whoever the hot hand is who they'll go with late. But this gives Tennessee their third commitment out of the portal. Wendell Moy Jr., interior offensive lineman from Arizona. Amari Jefferson, wide receiver from Alabama, originally from Chattanooga. And now you add Star Thomas to the equation as well. Where does Tennessee go from here with the portal? I still think you could withstand to add another receiver that's out there. I don't really, unless you get somebody that enters after the national championship tomorrow night, or maybe you get some guys who leave in the spring. I think that's your best possibility if you're Tennessee to add, because right now there's not a whole lot that's out there, in my opinion. And you go from, I know there was a couple Penn State guys. There was one that was talked about was going to visit Knoxville. I've not seen anything else. I actually think I saw Austin Price, VolQuest.com, said that one was not going to happen. Do you try to add another interior lineman? If Tennessee struck out on Josh Thompson from Northwestern, they got Pregnone from USC on campus. He ended up going to Oregon. Thompson went to LSU. Do they try there again? Who will enter the portal after tomorrow night's national championship game? Could there be more guys enter at some point? Receiver, like I said, I think you could add one there. You're good at quarterback. I think you're good now at running back. Tight end, you're good. Defensive line, I think they could withstand to add some depth. They're just quality depth, but they've got some younger guys, and they've got a really good signing class of linemen as well. How much could these guys contribute as well? And, maybe your top end guys just play more next year instead of rotating the way that they did. Linebacker, I think you're good. Unless it's the right guy in the secondary, I don't see going out and adding one. If you got like a big stud safety, or, there's not going to be a corner come in, not with Jermod McCoy coming back with him and Ricky Gibson. I know McCoy's got his he tore his ACL, but it happened. If the silver lining, it happened at probably about as good of a time as it could. That's going to give him time to be ready, at least early in the season, if not for the beginning of it. But Tennessee, again, I like this commitment. I like it at a guy who will definitely compete for that starting job, and a guy who has been productive in a Power 5 conference for sure. That's a good sign. It's a good pickup, and hats off to them for getting it done. And it says with him as well, let's say he was All Conference USA in 2023 with New Mexico State. He was pretty productive at the JUCO level as well. Last year, say he had a 3-game stretch where he went for 122 yards, 111 yards, and 166 yards against UConn, Middle Tennessee State, and North Carolina. And then against Florida State, says he went for 88 yards and a touchdown. Also 20 catches, 153 yards and a touchdown. Good pickup for Tennessee. And, sometimes it's better to be thorough in the portal. I think as far as defensive linemen and wide receivers, like I said, unless some enter later, I think you're kind of at that point where I don't think you just bring anybody in just to fill a need. And plus, you got to think of the scholarship restrictions that they're still on from the Jeremy Pruitt era, as that's still going on. So I'm not sure. I don't know that they can add too many more guys on this route and stay under the limit on it. But any more portal news, any coaching news or anything, I'll keep you updated on that as well. Baseball preview, we've got a few videos recorded on that. I finished the starting pitchers just an hour or so ago. Carrie's already recorded infielders, corner infielders, middle infielders. I've got to record relief and midweek guys. The catchers, Carrie's got to record the outfielders. And I'm going to release the starting pitchers tonight, probably about 6 o'clock, barring nothing else goes. So I'll release that this evening, and then we'll release a video per day. If you're a member of the channel, I'll try to upload them all at once, and you can get them all. If you're a member, when I put them on tonight, they won't all be on there tonight, but there will at least be 3, if not 4 of them on there tonight. But we'll release one every day this week through Friday. And then Monday night, not tomorrow night, but January 27th, my plan is to do a baseball live show. We're going to talk season preview. We'll talk baseball, expectations, lineups, all those good things along the way. Have a great rest of your Sunday. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange. Once again, it's always a good day to wear the orange.